Hey YouTube, what's up? It's Brownie from the Young Zings, and today a bombshell in Yu-Gi-Oh! News dropped. They announced changes to the current Forbidden Limitless effective February 8th, 2016, the day after YCS Atlanta, and there were 6 changes. The 6 changes are there are 3 ban cards and 3 limited cards. The Perform Age Plush Fire, Perform Age Damage Juggler, and Tarnite Ptolemies are all banned. They're all put to 0, forbidden. And Perform Pal Scroll Combat Joker, Perform Pal Monkey Board, and Luster Pendulum, the Draco Slayer are all put to 1. I'm gonna talk about some stuff before I talk about like the actual hits themselves. Um, I just wanna point out my biggest takeaway. I'm just starting this. My biggest takeaway from this is that I really don't like the fact that there's no end date on current Forbidden Limitless, and this is part of the reason why. It's really sucks preparing for an event and kind of living with the fear like, oh, I know there might be a list or there might not. It really like impacts because like Yu-Gi-Oh's not cheap, and I'm sometimes afraid to drop 200 plus bucks to build a new deck that had just come out that is like really solid and has like a good chance. I have a really good chance of topping if I play the best deck. And I'm not like complaining about the price, but what I am complaining about is that I don't like how I've kind of like live in not live, but like I have to like there's a fear. There's a fear that's there that didn't exist when there were end dates. The fact that there's no end date, I'm like, oh no, there might be a list, there might not. And I bought 2 Pendulum Sorcerers last week so we could build a Pepe deck and take it up there and see how we do. And this is I guess a consequence of this. We I'm mostly just like shocked at the suddenness of it. I understand that, and they say at the bottom here that they say that this is an extreme case, and that like that's why they had to do this and why they put so many cards down. But the only reason why I don't really think it's that extreme is because I'm comparing it to Necros, really. Because Pepe was doing just as good as Necros, if not like slightly worse, at the very first YCS they represented. But that was like on launch. That was before Monarchs. Now that Monarchs have come out and they're a pretty good anti-Pepe deck, they're going to help diversify the game. They're going to help like diversify like the top cut. So Pepe would take up less. But I don't really understand how this is an extreme case, but the Necros incident wasn't. And I guess like maybe they realized Necros was a problem like too late because Necros Unicorn was at 3 for the longest time. From February to November, Necros Unicorn was at 3. And that was the biggest problem in my opinion. I always complained that Unicorn was at 3. I hated that so much. But they never touched him. But before Monkey Board just came out, and he came out like 16 days ago, he's already put to 1. Just going over some of the logistics of this. Sorry to bounce around. But the way they're doing this is that it's effective February 8th, and they say that it's for all regionals and all YCSs and all Ultimate Duelist qualifiers and whatnot that are post February 8th. It's effective for all those, but it is not mandatory for locals tournaments to use if they don't want to. If a locals tournament wants to follow the old list, they can. But for some reason that I don't know what part of them thought that like locals tournaments weren't gonna follow this new list. Like that just doesn't really make any sense to me. They're gonna be like no locals lists that follow this that don't follow these new changes. Hell, I'll be surprised if a lot of them start following the new changes this weekend because they typically like once the new list started, the kids. Guys just want to play the new list, and it's expected. So you can start practicing for your regional YCS and whatnot. So like, yeah, this idea that like, oh, it's fine if we do this for regionals and YCSs, but like if we take off locals, instead of it being mandatory for them, like then it's okay somehow. But like, nah, it's not okay. A lot of people are really angry, mostly because like a lot of people dropped a lot of money to build this deck. Pendulum Sorcerer was not cheap. Most pendulums were not cheap, and they dropped a lot of money to build this deck, and this deck is it effectively dead? I don't think it's dead, but like it's hit very inconceivably hard. No joke. The OCG, I thought the OCG list was like savage. How they banned Damage Ogre and banned Plush Fire, as their hits to the Pepe deck that was going around. Pepe was there for months, and they banned Plush Fire and banned Damage Juggler. But Pepe was going on for months. Here in the TCG, they did both of those and more. They limited Scroll Combat, Monkey Board, and Lesser Pendulum, and that's just like the deck's only been around in full power for like 16 days. I think that's pretty strange. But also, it kind of shows that the OC list kind of sucked in that regard. Don't even forget that. Like, don't forget the OC list sucked. The Perform Pal engine is still wrecking there. In terms of the actual hits themselves, I've said for a while I agree with Damage Juggler banned. I don't really care about Plush Fire. I don't think he should be banned. I think he's not a problem at all if you ban Damage Juggler. But the fact that he is, I don't care. It's a thing. Turn Ptolemaeus, good riddance. Bye. Hate it. It was definitely deserving. Sword Prevent Monkey Board. Again, like I really wish they didn't limit these cards and just straight up banned Pendulum Sorcerer. But I just feel like they wouldn't have done that since it just came out of botch. But apparently not since Monkey Board's on here. But they are following the trend that they usually do. Whenever they go after a deck, they go after its consistency, and that's what they hit here. Luster Pendulum, again, was another, in my Banlist video, I said the compromise, if you don't hit Pendulum Sorcerer, you must hit Luster Pendulum, and they did do that. And that's fair. Luster Pendulum does have, like, none of these cards are, like, undeserving. It's not like they limited Vector Pendulum or something. Like, it's not like that. But, like, the problem with this list, I suppose, is the severity and the suddenness of it. There's also this card errata of Pendulum Sorcerer. It doesn't matter really. The biggest thing that it says when it destroys, when you destroy, you activate spec, you can target cards on the field and destroy them, and then you start to perform powers based on the amount of cards destroyed. This just is matching the OC text, because the TCG text said monsters when it came out, and like it only came up with a few targeted like a set like Twin Twister, killed the Pendulum Sorcerer. Now it's matching the OC text, so it's all good. That was just a necessary thing. It might get a reprint now, because of that, but like not that it really matters. A lot of these changes are probably going to roll over to the next Forbidden Limitless, which is expected, according to them, to come out in the next month or two. In terms of like what's going to happen now, well, I guess like I know I always talk about this, but like it's just something like I'm always thinking of something that's always from a personal perspective. Been thinking for regionals for in 2 weeks. Monarch is looking. I hesitate to say it's the best deck because it's an anti-meta deck, but like it's a solid deck. It really kills everything. But like, and like its Cosmo matchup, I would imagine is pretty good. I've never seen Cosmo and Monarch head to head, but I would imagine it's pretty good. But their Pepe matchup was pretty good before. Now it's just like Pepe cannot win. There's no way Pepe's going to be able to win now, especially with the Perform Mages gone. The Perform Mages were absolutely vital. If they couldn't out Dominion through, sorry, that's not true. That's not true. I was thinking of anti-spell fragrance. No, the Perform Mages like are like a pretty major hit, and the Perform how consistency hits are absolutely insane. Cosmo looks pretty good next format, like really solid actually. And I almost hesitate to say that they specifically put this list just for Cosmo, like that Pepe was the thing standing in front of Cosmo's way, and that this is called the adjusted list, but I feel like this is the adjusted for Cosmo list. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, Cosmo like from tier 1. Is it Cosmo or Monarch? Are those going to be the best deck? I don't know. Maybe even Pepe could still like pop. It could still feasibly survive. Like pendulums are good. We don't know. We're moving into uncharted territory. We have no idea. There are going to be people who are much better at deck building than me. Me spearheading this. I'm probably just gonna follow with Burning Abyss. That seems most logical at this point because they actually a relatively good Monarch matchup. Cosmo matchup is unwinnable, so that's gonna be a pain. Yeah, these hits are pretty insane. I just don't get why they like say this is an extreme situation, but the Necro's problem wasn't. Wave Guy's still at 3. I guess I have a problem with that. I don't know. A lot of people are upset, and like I understand, there's a lot of money that goes into this. There's a lot of time and effort that goes into making your decks, and money and all that, and to have a lot of that just pushed away suddenly out of the blue when we like judging from past decks dominating and like staying dominant for a while. Dragon Rulers and Necros, like they both stayed. They're like at same power level. If not Dragon, yeah, they were both at like the same power level, and they both stayed around for a while. So we were expecting the same thing. We were expecting Pepe to like last like until nationals at least, but this is just shocking for everyone. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Love this is more of like an initial reaction for me. I'd be more than happy to have a conversation with you down in the description below. Yeah, it's just I guess shock. So go crazy. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.